Hi and welcome back to Beekeeping Basics with Danny. So today we're going to go into the hive on the 5th day. I did say I wanted to go 7, but after the last inspection I see a queen cup or play cup, whatever you want to call it. I'm going in on the 5th day. The last one in there Friday, it's now Wednesday, to have a look in there. Just to make sure that we don't have any more going on with the queen cups or anything like that. And what we'll start off with is opening up this hive ready, because what I'm going to do is lift that, like I did last time. I'm going to lift that top brood box off of there and I want to place it onto this one. That allows me to do what I need to do. So this is obviously the empty hive, so we know we can do that. Queen excluder there. So when I drop that brood box on there, we contain the queen. We've got the smoker on the go, ready. Preparations, tool in the pocket, because I reckon this brood box might start getting a little bit stuck now together. So obviously you don't want to go into a hive without that anyway. Off with the lid. Do have a few ants in here I'm not happy about. Not many. I do have also my sugar syrup around the corner to fill up whilst this is open. That'll get filled up. I think I might have to do something about these ants because they are progressively getting worse. Sugar syrup is empty again. They do get through this. It's not completely empty, but it's thereabouts. So we'll lift that off, move that to one side, and what we'll do is we'll get the camera set up and we'll have a open up and have a look inside. Okay guys, so what we're going to go for is we're going to lift this. We'll put some smoke in the entrance first. Let them know we're going in there. A few ants, as you can see. Now I'm going to completely lift this brood box off with the sugar syrup on there. And we will just place that straight onto there, just in case the queen's on there. And we'll keep the lid on there this time, because we never done that last time. So, and it keeps it all contained how we want it. So I'll just see if we can get this in picture just a little bit better. And what we'll do is, again, we'll have a look through. Like I say, this has been now 5th day outside. Again, nothing on there. Put that to one side, shift this over, give us a bit of space. I want to start from this side this time. I want to give them a bit of smoke actually. Send them down. Just across the top. See them, they all start going down. And already I can see, I don't know, I have to take a photo of this and maybe send it to my mentor and ask him. So, first frame out, lots of capped honey there, look, on the top, lots of pollen and honey, it's all capped there around the top. It's a nice looking frame. I'm going to start on this side soon by the looks of it, but yeah, it's all looking as it needs to be. So I'll put that one back in there. So I do have some more important ones to look at right now. And these are starting to get very stuck together. Give ourselves some more room. I just want to check my smoker for a minute, just move it off of this grass. As it was starting to burn the Astro, so that's a lesson learned. Don't put it down. Put it on something solid, metal. And there's loads of cat brood. Broad, sorry. There I go again. There's loads of cat brood on that. Some capped honey. Completely solid. Cat brood there. Bit of honey at the top corner. Gentle blow just to move it out of the way where you want, move the bees out of the way where you want to actually look. Eggs in there, so we know the queen's certainly been laying because I can see eggs and larvae. So drop that one back in there. Get our tool. Rise this one apart. And I'll do a little talk about when I see the drone cells on there, because I did have a comment about, you know, people that don't actually understand it, but they're watching the videos. What is the drone cell? What's in the drone cell? And so forth. So I will run you through that. So the stuff, see in the middle there, which is, looks like a Weetabix, it's covered over, so there's no holes. That is your capped brood. So in there you have your worker bees. Pretty much what you've got covered, or mostly covered on this frame here. They're the smaller bees out of all of the bees. Now I can show you there. See them raised lumps? What they are, they're, I do believe, drone cells. Now a drone cell is a male bee. He's bigger than the worker bees, so he obviously, him being bigger will make the brood bigger, and he is in there. And what do they do in a hive? This hive particularly, not a lot. But obviously bees will produce drone cells for the simple reason them drones will go out and they will mate other bees, queen bees. The unfortunate thing is when that drone goes out and he's the lucky one that finds the queen and he mates with her, he will instantly die. Unfortunately, that's the cycle of the bee life. What bees don't make their comeback, and they will do absolutely nothing in this hive, as far as I know. It's all the worker bees that do all the work. Oh. Bees running into me. Now, we haven't come across the queen, obviously, yet. And when I say I'm looking for queen cells, it's this time of year when these bees get overcrowded and just their cycle of life is what they do is they move on. So they basically, around about half of this hive would swarm out of this hive and they would find a new home basically, and they would take the queen with her. And that's why or if I come across the queen cell, that would be them making a new queen, because that's what they do. See, when they swarm with the queen, obviously this hive would be left queenless, so they make their own queens. So if I see any kind of queen cell getting made, especially if it's been capped off, they are 100% going to move. Now there's a drone bee towards the top of the frame there. See the size difference. He is bigger than the worker bees and he's pushing his way through there. I hope you can see it. I can't unfortunately point it out to you, but again, there's another one there. They're a lot bigger in size, and that frame is good to go back in. There's no threat, I think. Now this next frame is the important one. This one is the one with the activity on it most. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push these back and give ourselves a bit more room with this one, because they've really built up. Now this is the one that I'm intrigued with. Let's get this out and have a look, because this is the one that I saw last time, and I know it's got a lot of drone brood on it. Drone brood. I'm a nightmare for it. Now, I will show you in a minute. It's very weighty, this one. Now, I've really got to have a look at this, because obviously I don't want to miss anything that I should be missing. Now I do have, I believe, a big cluster of drone brood right at the bottom there, as you can see. Same as I have at the top. I'll spin this over, and as you can see on the bottom, there's no, there's no real you give this a blow and everything out. This is the beauty of me recording this, because what I do is I look back and I have a better look on my videos later. I'll double check I haven't missed anything. There is a lot of drone brood on there. But yeah, that to me is all it is. So after removing the play cup, which is them, you know, trying to, or just playing, making a queen cup, I removed that, and we haven't had another one made since. So just checking all over this, double checking. Yeah, look happy with that. I mean, don't get me wrong, you've got a good 7 days, I do believe, when they start making them. You know, and you haven't kind of got to panic. You have time to, if you start seeing them. And what I'd effectively do is what's called a split. So I would take X amount of frames out of this one with cat brood, one with eggs and larvae, one with some honey, and I would move them into that one with the bees that's actually on that frame into the other hive, and then I would one with the queen on it, and that queen would also get moved into that other hive with these frames. Then what that has actually done is you have kind of falsely done a swarm yourself. The remainder bees in here, obviously whatever frames you take out, you replace with, preferably a good thing would, if you had ones from previous and they already had a comb on them, empty comb on them, they would be ideal. But you can replace them with an empty frame like this. That's what you would do. And then, like I say, the remainder bees in here, they effectively think a swarm has happened. And the queen cell that you have seen, which is giving you the inkling to do the false or do the split, you leave, and that would produce the queen. Now, some say if they've done 3 or 4 of the queen cells, take them all down and leave one, and that will be your queen for your new, for this hive, if you like. And the other hive will carry on building strong because it has that queen already in it. Now, I haven't come across this queen yet in here, so I reckon she's going to be up the top of the other brood box that I put on. And as you can see, everything looks lovely. All the bees doing what they need to do. Such a beautiful sight. Bees walking around with pollen on their legs. And today, well, the last couple of days have been really, really nice weather for a change. The sun's been beaming, the temperatures have gone up. I mean, at the moment, I'm looking on my thermometer. It is 16 degrees, so it's relatively warm. Certainly warm enough to have this hive opened up. And I will show you what I've done with the other brood box in a minute, because that's still contained. Last time I took the crown board off and left it wide open. Now, like I said last time, lesson learned with that one. I'm not going to do that. just to keep their heat in and not bother them too much. They know no different at the moment, effectively. So again, I'll pull this out nice and gently. It's full of capped brood. Always seems to be the outside ones are literally full up with capped brood. And again, I'm having a kite around for the queen. No sign of her. Plenty of drones walking around. I wish I could point them out to you, but I can't. But you see where it's all capped over. See where it's all capped over. They're all worker bees in there waiting to hatch. And it won't be long and they will be hatching. You know, they do say some honey there in the top corner. They do say the queen lays up to 2,000 eggs a day. If she's a good strong queen, that's a lot of eggs. And again, that's everything that we need to see right there. I'll drop this back into the hive, making sure we don't squash any bees on the process of doing it. One under the frame there, look. Just don't know what they're. Oh, it's a squashed bee there, unfortunately. They're all got a little bit of interest in him. So, not sure what they're trying to. I'll leave that. It looks like they're trying to get the pollen that's on him off. Unfortunately, you do kill a few along the way. It's a real shame, but yeah, it happens. You're not going to get away from that. Obviously, I don't want to kill my bees. I love the bees, but it's going to happen. I don't know how that's happened. Possibly my finger going in. But we'll pull this one out. Building that one up. Look, as you can see, lots of honey on the top there. Starting to cap it over. No sign of the queen on this bottom. Because this one's lighter, what I'll do is this one here, zoom in on your phone if need be, and I will show you a drone. So this one here is a drone. He's bigger. See the one on his back? He's walking about here. He's bigger than the rest, look. And that's a male bee. And what we do is put this one back together, and then we'll stick the other brood box back on here. And granted, I could put it on here, and what effectively could happen is the queen moves down from that brood box down into here. You know, so I could go through all of them frames and effectively not see her even in them, but because she's gone down into this box. But I wouldn't overly be worried because there's plenty of activity. There's certainly eggs and larvae in here that I've seen, so I know she's in it and I know she's laying. So I might have to, I think I will have to up the camera up slightly for this next box that I'm going to lift on. So I'll put it back on how it came off. I'm hoping I have no bees that's going to be squashed in the process, but I can't effectively judge that. And we have some bees on the queen excluder down here. Just checking that the queen bee isn't on there, which she isn't. Fortunately you can't see that with the camera, but what we'll do is I'm just going to leave that and they will fly off of there. They will find where they need to go. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove this crown board and I'm going to place that onto this hive. Just checking that the queen isn't on this. The last thing I'd want to do, I'll show you actually, if I can. Look, the queen excluder, that was on there. There was a few bees on there. They're far their way off. I could even shake them off. They will come off of there. They will find their way back into this hive. Now, if I turn this camera, and now what we're looking is to see how well they've continued with this one. So again, nothing on the outside, which I wouldn't expect there to be. Not a lot going on this one, but I wouldn't expect there to be again. Like I say, I only put this brood box on the top of here to strengthen this colony up and give them more room. I only done that, I think this is the second week now of me doing that, and they've built it up absolutely lovely. Look, all the comb. I'm keeping this over the hive because I haven't seen the queen, and obviously, oh, there she is. There she is. Look, she's got the red dot on her head. Now, if you're looking at this through your phone right now, zoom in on your phone. She is basically in the middle of the frame there. Red dot on her head, walking about. And all move out of her way. She's walking to the top of the frame now. And there she is, look, in all her glory. So we will now put that back in there, leaving her to do what she does best. And it's a good sight that we've seen that. So that's what we're looking for, making sure she's in there along with other things. And again, see, they're building this out absolutely lovely, and the weight in this frame is unbelievable. There you have it, look. And that all looks good. It's full up. They're going to cap these over. And they're going to be full of honey, but, well, actually they won't. I'm pretty sure the queen will start laying her eggs in here, and then we'll have some capped brood. This is the whole point of me doing this, is strengthening this colony up, getting some more capped brood in it. So we've seen the queen, so we won't hang about with these, because I certainly wouldn't see likely to see a queen, a queen cup being produced on these top ones. But you think these are 2 week old, these were just waxed frames, and now they've built them up massively. Unbelievable. And all the different bits of pollen inside the comb. Gonna get it off different plants, and this top corner here, as you can see, is starting to cap that over. That's all honey in there, and they're starting to wax that over. And obviously you can see within a couple of weeks when, you know, all the brood that she's capping over, when they're laying, and she's laying up to 2,000 eggs a day, you can see 2 weeks ago, prior to me putting this brood box on here, we only had a bottom box full of bees, and already we now have a brood box up the top full of bees. So that's how quick they produce. Lots of drone cells. Look, that drone there. So they're doing the waggles. Look, they're all waggling. Again, building the honey up in the corner there, waxing it over. It's really warm today. I'm actually under this suit. I'm sweating. So and they're very calm now. I'm not at to smoke them. I always get the smoker prepared. And yes, look. They're starting to cap that over. So that will be eggs in there. Starting to cap that over nicely, so they're already starting to do eggs. I do believe, I'm pretty sure that that's not wax for the honey. Doing the waggle there, look. And again on this one, look. Capping it over. And there's lots and lots of bees. And they're producing at a lovely rate. They really are. You think, you know, it's actually it mind boggles me to think, you know, it was only 10 to 12 days ago I put these frames in here, and they were just waxed frames, same as what I show you when I pull out the empty ones. That's all they was. And look how thick they brought them out, you know, from the wood. That's nice and thick. Lots of drones walking around in there doing absolutely nothing, because that's what they do, nothing, just nosying around. And all the different pollen in there, different colours. And it's certainly a big difference going through 11 frames as opposed to, no, sorry, 22 frames as opposed to the 11. And again, building it out. Nice little site, both sides. Really brought that out, that side. And they're working hard, and in the middle of the day when the sun is on this hive, they are active, they are flying around everywhere. And let's not forget, we still have a good 20% still out foraging, because believe it or not, although it's shady here, it's still a lovely evening, the sun is shining. So there's still going to be a lot of bees, a lot of worker bees, out foraging right now. Coming back with pollen, nectar. You're building that one out. And this is the bloody frame that's got a broken bit on it, which really annoys me, but it's holding there. They will just make it hold there. And then we're back to what we started with, an empty waxed frame. And we, exactly the same as the bottom one, we have only three empty frames, as they generally work on the middles. That's what they do, as opposed to the outsides. Not saying that they won't, because they will. We will at some point go to them. And what we'll do now is we will move the queen excluder out of the way, and we will fill the sugar syrup up. Okay, so filling it up with the sugar syrup, what we'll do is we will lift this crown board as it came off back up, and we'll place it. There's some bees in there, and we'll place this back on where it comes from, keeping all the bees in there. Queen excluder back on there, and what we'll do is we will put this hive back together and just move the smoke out of the way. I don't want to put it on this astro turf again, because it started burning it. It wasn't a clever move, was it? So I'm just going to put this back together. So this is an empty hive, if I need to do a split or anything. And it comes in handy as a spare. It comes in handy for doing what I'm doing now. So I'll go and get the sugar syrup, and this should have cooled down by now. So again, you don't want to put it in there hot, warm, and obviously it's just a simple process. We lift that off, and all the bees are gone to the top, so there's no threat of any at the bottom and drowning any. So we'll fill this straight up. So they get through this at a rate of knots. There's a bit of tree in there. We get trees dropping lots of bits, brown bits. I don't want to put that in there, so we get rid of that. And that's falling in there while it's just been sat around there. I'm going to fill that right up. To its maximum. I'm trying not to spill any, because obviously that is what's going to attract the bloody ants. Anything on this crown board. And there we have it. I've not really upset anything more than I have to by lifting the crown, by lifting that brood box with the crown board on it. I'll just straight onto there. Which handles on the queen excluder, just to keep the queen in there so she don't fall through and I lose her or anything like that. And that's a successful, everything how I wanted it to be. I've got myself a little bit flustered, last time, because I did see a play cup. Play cup meaning them making, or playing around making a queen cell. Obviously if you see them, that is part of them. You know, if you get a full-blown queen cell, then that is them saying that they're going to swarm. It is swarm season now. This is what they do. And you know, it's still not out of the woods, isn't, you know, we're not saying that they're not going to. We'll monitor it. Because say this is my journey, we'll follow it each and every time, and there might be a time I have to actually do this split, and again I'll film it and you will see it, you will see what I'm doing and how it needs to be done. I'm learning. I'm a beginner, this is my first year, and I'm only 5 weeks in to having these bees from the nuke that we put in here. Nuke being, again, for the people that don't actually understand the whole process, nuke being you buy a box of bees, 6 frames in it. These ones were nuked, that means they was in that nuke box over the winter period. All the 6 frames are all capped with brood, and they've got a queen in there, and they're all a box of bees, 30 odd bees, 30,000 bees in there, and you basically introduce that into that, and then that starts getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And this is what I'm hoping to do come towards the end of the year. Maybe have enough to put some frames into that hive, and if they don't do any queen cells, then what I will do is I will buy a queen. Yep, buy a queen, because that's what you can do. You can buy a pre-mated queen, and she will come within a day or two, all marked up with a dot. She had already been mated, and you introduce her to the hive that you've put your bees in, and you don't just put her in there. You don't just go, oh, I've got my new queen and put her in there. There's a process. The bees would kill her straight away, so you keep her in a little cage where the bees can't get at her, and then they start getting used to her pheromone, and once they got used to her, they eat their way through certain stuff. So I'm no expert on it, I've not done it yet, and then yeah, she comes out, and then she goes into the hive, and then she takes over and produces that second hive. And the same if, you know, if I have to do some nuke boxes again, you know, I might have established this well enough to produce another hive and another nuke box, maybe another 2 nuke boxes. So effectively I'd have to buy 3 queens. I might be jumping the gun, I might be going too far ahead, and certain beekeepers that are watching this might tell me otherwise and say, well, you wouldn't be able to do that because of this, or you can't do that because of that, or but effectively I'm pretty sure that I can. May need to move them 3 mile away and bring them back. There's lots of different pieces. Like I say, this is my journey. If you're new to watching any of this, please subscribe. It's free to subscribe. Put any comments down. Always good to read the comments from all of you people, and keep viewing, guys, and we'll see how it all progresses and what happens in the next coming week. Now, with this being as it is at the moment, I'm not happy with this now. I will leave this for 7 days now. I'm not going to go to 5. I'm going to leave them. All I will do is I'll come out and fill the sugar syrup up. That doesn't really bother them. All I'm doing is lifting this lid off. I'm not taking the crown board off. I'm not doing anything to upset them bees. I'm just lifting the lid off, fill it up, and then put the lid back on and go. Just fill that. And that's probably going to be in 2 to 3, probably 3 days time. I'll fill that sugar syrup up. But other than that, 7 days time, I'll come back, we'll have a look, and again, you can follow the journey with me, watch it, see how we progress with it and how we're doing, and yeah, keep posting, guys.